Hi, I'm Hannah, and I'm 12. I live in Florida. I'm in 7th grade, and this is me. This is my If You Really Knew Me video, and I felt, for me, it's pretty much the same as everyone else's story, but in my eyes, I would feel better if I had told you the story instead of letting you guys read it. I've been a troubled kid since I was like 4. I always used to get into trouble and didn't have many friends, but I always got into trouble. Things have happened to me. I don't know where to begin. Let's see. When I was 7, I was with my mom. She was living with her boyfriend, Joe. As far as my dad's concerned, never seen him. Don't know his name. Don't know what he looks like. Don't know anything about him. Never seen him. Love to see him. But anyway, when I was 7, I was living with my mom and her boyfriend, Joe. Abusive relationship it was. He hurt my mom. He hurt me. One day I was laying on the couch and I was sleeping and I heard banging on the door. All of a sudden, the next thing I know, my mom's nowhere to be seen and our door is lying on the floor. I ran into my mom's bedroom and there she was, getting beaten. I ran to the kitchen to get the phone. Joe ran after me, cornered me with the knife, said if I had told anyone he was there, he would kill me. Death threat number 1. A few months later, my mom was taken in jail. I went to live with my grandmother, and at first I was normal. Didn't know where my mom was at first. My grandmother had told me that she was at school. I believed it. When I was in the summer going into 5th grade, my grandmother told me that my mom was sent to prison for counterfeit checks. She hadn't known that they were counterfeit, and she was sentenced 2 years, 2.5 years. She's out now, but I took it hard. I hit a low. I cried myself to sleep a lot. I started feeling very self-conscious and such. That's when the teasing stopped and the bullying began. I went to food as my problem solver. The first thing I would do when I come through the door when I was picked up from school, I would go to the fridge and get something to eat. By the time I knew it, I was in 5th grade and had 120 pounds. We had our 5th grade luncheon, and I wore the most beautiful dress I had ever seen before. It was black and white, and it was about knee length. I thought it was the most beautiful dress I'd ever seen on me. I wore it to the luncheon. When we got back to the school after the luncheon, kids started teasing me, saying I was fat, and that they didn't think that I should wear such attire that would be such feminine attire and stuff like that. I was sitting in class because we had gotten back about an hour before school had ended, and I was sitting. I didn't know what was happening. They took the sides of my dress and they started cutting the dress. I cried so much because when I was walking out, people were making fun of me. People were calling me fat and just everything because my thighs had shown, and I have pretty big thighs. Even back then I did. 5th grade was terrible. It was my low. It was just terrible. I had started getting anxiety and stress, and I would cry every night, every single night for almost a year because of kids bullying me. When school ended, I was terrified, yet I was so relieved because I didn't know what my future held, that what other kids would have capability of doing to me, but I was relieved to leave and have at least 2 months to myself. 6th grade started. At first it was great. This one kid, he was a 7th grader when I was in 6th grade. Mind you, he's still in 7th grade today. I was the only kid in the school that wore skirts. It was because I kept gaining weight and somehow the skirts seemed to fit me. So my grandmother forced me to keep them, and then my mom forced me to keep them. That boy snapped a picture of me in the skirt, and it was nothing bad about it, but it started going all over Facebook and stuff. And then he started teasing me about it more and more and more. He started pushing me around in school. Other stuff had happened, and to this day I still regret it because I don't know what he can do. In 6th grade, I was officially diagnosed with attention deficit, anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and major depression. I'm clinically depressed. I could go on and on and on about names that people call me, about things that people have to say. Summer flew by faster than I wanted it to. Next thing I knew, I was in 7th grade. People say that your 7th grade year sucks, that it goes by so slow. I seem like I'm the only person that it's going by slow for. Everybody says that 7th grade has gone by so fast and that the next thing they know they're going to be in high school and off to college. It couldn't be slower for me. My school is literally hell. December 29th, 2012 was the day that I broke the promise to myself that I would always stay strong and never, ever resort to self-harm. I broke it. I had cut my legs. I was so sad. I hated myself. I hated myself. Everything that's happened to me in my life and more. Things that by law I can't say on the internet. By law. It came back to bite me in the ass. And I've always thought, and to this day still think, that everything that's happened has been my fault. I'm a bitch to people at school because I want people to make it think to not bother me, but it doesn't. I've cut all over my legs, on my wrist. I feel bad about it. Same time I don't. They've been cut free for almost 3 weeks now. Sure, I'm proud. But some of them are bad enough to leave scars. They're already scarring. Sure, I've thought about killing myself. But obviously I haven't followed through with it. Every day I walk into school terrified because they've had Child Protective Services on my ass. They've had DCF on my ass. They've had private investigators on my ass asking me about my past. If they were to be put in my position, they wouldn't want to be asked every other year or every other month to recall those memories. I want to forget about it. I do. I can't. As much as I want to, I can't, and I never will. I take medication. It's not helping. Go to therapy. It's not helping. I still get bullied to this day. Death threats. I have a boyfriend. I'm so happy with him. Probably the happiest I've been in my life. We've only been going out for 2 weeks, but we've known each other for a lot longer. He's my boyfriend, my best friend, my lover. He's just someone that I know that's always there for me. I know what a lot of you are saying right now. She's not crying, it's fake. How can you say he's your lover? You're only in 7th grade. When you lived my life, you can say those things. Because right now, I've already lived half my life. I have to accept the way I am. And this is what I'll always be. Broken, incomplete, scarred. But I know I'll make it through.